Good morning, Paras. How are you?
Good morning, Shaun. All good. How are you?
Good, thank you. Good to see you again. We're here today to talk about biodiversity, sustainable tourism, and you are the founder of Global Himalayan Expedition. You've personally invested a lot in sustainable development and community-based tourism, and well recognized for that. I recall meeting you the first time at the World Tourism Forum in Lucerne in 2017, when you're a winner of Innovation Awards. You've been recognized by the UN World Tourism Organization, and also a winner of the World Travel and Tourism Council Tourism for Tomorrow Awards. Really remarkable achievement. So I want to ask you, a founder always has a story, a personal story, especially in a social enterprise, but focused on social impact. What is your story? How did all of this start?
Well, I'm from an army background. My father was in Indian Army. He's retired now. And I'm myself an electrical engineer. In 2012, I had this crazy dream of going to Antarctica. And I went to Antarctica with this famous explorer, Sir Robert Swan. And my journey down south to Antarctica inspired me to work on climate change. And I came back and I was wondering what I could do. And the only thing I could think was Himalayas, because when my father was in army, I had stayed in these areas. So the next logical step was to try and see how we can empower these remote communities. And these remote communities are part of the Silk Route, the ancient Silk Route. So they have a heritage, they have a civilization which is very, very old. And then how could you empower them in a very sustainable manner? And that's where tourism came in. So we knew there was a technology which costed something. So rather than going to World Bank and IFC for grants and loans, why don't we develop a model which also helps the local area? So we started the Global Himalayan Expedition in 2030 with the sole aim of leveraging tourism and technology to empower these local communities in the Himalayas currently and get them on the world map so that it becomes the future sustainable destinations for the travelers.
And you involve tourists in this journey. So it's not just about its local communities being empowered, it's green energy, but tourists and travelers are part of the story.
Yes, so it's like an expedition where we do not climb a peak, but we actually identify a village remote in the mountains, and then we talk about the village as a whole to the world, open up an expedition where we choose 20 people from all over the globe. They have to apply to be part of the expedition. We do filter the people. It's not like any Tom, Dick and Harry can come in, because we want like-minded change makers to come in. And then when they come in, we give them a small basic training on solar technology. It's very important to demystify technology as well. And then the travelers who join the expedition, their fees is part of the amount which goes into the financing of these grids. So that the travelers finance these microgrids, solar microgrids, which eventually electrify a village. So the travelers come along with the products which we purchase for them, and together we all in just a couple of days electrify a village. So for a traveler, he sees Himalayas, he sees Buddhism, he sees the culture and the heritage, and also goes back with a life-changing experience of doing a true tangible impact on the community by transforming them from darkness to light.
And without tourism revenue, many of these communities would have to resort to alternative livelihoods, which could negatively impact the environment and biodiversity. Do you see a lot of buy-in? Do you see this being catalytic in terms of conservation?
So all these areas where we work in the mountains are protected areas. And definitely there is a policy which is local policy. It's not done by the government. But these old civilizations, they already know that from where to drink water, even the sewage system is such that the human waste is used as a manure in the fields, and they respect the wildlife. So instead of killing the snow leopard, they know the snow leopard can actually become as a mean for more tourism to come in. So they control the amount of tourists coming in. They understand the capacity of natural resources, and they definitely keep a cap on the amount of tourism coming in. But it's not the case everywhere, right? So where there is a huge amount of tourists coming in, it brings a lot of money, and that can change the mindset immediately. So that's a catch-22 situation. They want to keep it clean, at the same time there is revenue coming in. So hence the importance of opening up more new destinations, more villages, connecting them with basic infrastructure so the tourism can spread out, helps both the wildlife as well as the natural resources in these areas.
Thank you very much. You know, I think it's a beautiful story. It's best practice. It's a social enterprise using business solutions to address social and environmental challenges. And I think well recognized, and really congratulations. And thank you for sharing your insights with us today. And look forward to seeing you in Lucerne next year.
Yes, thank you so much, Shaun. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, Paras.